I love discovering small and new projects by people who are extremely passionate about a certain specific niche thing in the tabletop RPG community. I love helping those people out, finding a new audience because they often don't have the same reach as Wizards of the Coast or Kobold Press or companies like Nord Games have. And that's why when Trent Ford sent me a message about his new course about time management, campaign crafting, and writer's block, I immediately took an interest. Hi there, fellow roleplayers and game masters. My name is Mr. Tarask, and today I want to talk about Wise RPG. 4 new courses for time management, campaigns, writing, and personal knowledge management. Now, this is something you've probably never heard of. The first Kickstarter for this course raised around $4,000 if I'm not mistaken, and I had never heard about this before the creator, who's down here, Trent Ford, sent me a message and was like, hey, do you want to maybe potentially cover this on your channel? And I took a look at it and I got immediately interested. Now, there's a few reasons why I got interested in this, especially in like the first one, because I immediately asked him if I could like have a account to like the first course to see what the courses are like, and after checking out that course, I actually came to the conclusion that there is a lot here for a person like me. Now, I have ADHD, and I know for a fact a lot of people in the hobby have ADHD. For some reason, the hobby attracts people with ADHD, and a lot of this kind of stuff that is in here, and I've spent some time with this. So I spent some time on this like reading and listening to Trent explaining stuff, and there's a lot for me to take away from this. One of the main reasons, I'm not gonna go over the full course on that kind of stuff. One of the main reasons the first course really helped me is, or like I got really interested in the first course, is because it has this entire thing on using Obsidian. If you do not know what Obsidian is something that it's really hard to explain, but I absolutely love it. It is where you put everything that is in your brain, you put that in like a kind of like a flowchart thing that makes sense and is easy to reference. For example, this purple dot could be like a bad guy, and then you could have like one plot that leads into the bad guy, but you could have like all plots that lead into that one plot that lead into the bad guy, right? Something like that. I'm just on the top of my mind, and this is like never ending. It is perpetual. You can keep making new connections and new things. You almost can create a complete a campaign world. One of my friends, by the way, also uses this program to like create his entire campaign world. It is absolutely great, and this really helped me getting into Obsidian, basically. But there's also like a lot of really good tips and tricks on writing, on like how to make your flowchart when you're writing an adventure, for example, or your steps in writing. Something that I've been using for a while is when I write something, it always goes in 3 phases, right? It goes into like phase number 1 is I just write down the idea. Then phase number 2 is I write it completely, but in a very crappy way. I don't like not change any mistakes if I have like I'm gonna use my backspace every now and then, but other than that, I'll just write it in a very crappy way, and then the third time around, I actually write it in a good way, and then it goes to editing, where somebody really edits it into a final product. Stuff like that. There's a lot of like making notes. There's this entire thing about how to make notes and how to actually have those notes mean something afterwards. Because if you see, I don't know, I think it's right here. This is like what my thingy looks like when I do games, right? These are my notes, right? They are just me scribbling down stuff that doesn't really that I always like before the session. I need to like take a proper look at this and be like, what the fuck did I write down? That kind of stuff. And Wise RPG is a Kickstarter that it's 4 new courses about writer's block, tabletop RPG, campaign crafting, time management, and personal knowledge management. So what he promises is More in-depth personal knowledge management ideas and explorations of Obsidian software, which is great. I love Obsidian, and extra tips and tricks for Obsidian is incredible. So what he basically says is you can fix this because you can organize everything into your computer or whatever. If you want to do it by hand, there's like, I really still love doing notes by hand and writing stuff down by hand. And my campaign IDs, I sometimes like write down complete campaign IDs in like one of these things, but still the way to approach that, Trent is really good at actually just doing that, explaining that to you. So Wise RPG are for new courses, and the reason that I want to talk about this is he's only looking for $1,000 US, which is nothing, right? And he's already 50%, more than 50% funded, and he still has 29 days to go. He only needs a few people more to jump in here in order to get this thing funded, in order for him to spend that time really fleshing out the courses. And something that was really interesting when I was looking at this is nobody backed at the $25 mark, nobody backed at the $49 mark, and everybody backed, 7 backers, at the $79 US dollar mark, so $80, which is great. Access to all 4 new courses. Yeah, so this is all the courses, if I'm not mistaken. These are Storyteller course, World Builder course, Apprentice Storyteller course, and these are all the 4 course Early Bird Seasons Creator, which is actually, yeah, I really, it's a small Kickstarter. There's not a lot like, do you want to write your own tabletop RPG or RPG campaign, characters, book, supplement, or system? Wise RPG. Do you have good intentions but a poor record of follow through? I feel attacked. I really feel attacked. Wise RPG. Do you feel overwhelmed and disorganized with your game content? Nah, I'm good. I'm good. I feel personally attacked. So yeah, for somebody like me, so Wise RPG. For somebody like me, yeah, this is something that can really help. And I've noticed that when I go through this, I don't necessarily, how do I say this? I don't necessarily go through the entire thing. I take what I need from the course. I just skip. That's how I learn stuff. That's how I learn to play bass guitar. I just start playing, and then I'm like, how do I do this? And okay, and then how do I do that? And how do I do that when I need it, right? I'm like one of those practical people who just grabs the stuff he needs when he needs it. So yeah, this is just something that I want to quickly point out in a quick video, because there's not much more to say about it, other than if you are looking for a course that can really help you organize your campaigns, organize everything that you're doing, using Obsidian for most of that, but also how to make proper notes when at a table, that kind of stuff. I really advise you to take a look at this. Take a look at Wise RPG, because I personally think it's just something completely different. There's like modules, there's adventures, there's monster books, there's my Kickstarter, which is live right now, and then there's this, which is completely different, and I love it for it. Until next video, bye-bye.